Hello, hello. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Thanks so much for joining me on these weekly Sunday sunset chats. After tonight's rain, we've got two decently sunny days ahead for Monday and Tuesday. Perhaps some morning showers on Wednesday with a warm front that ushers in a warm regime, but also some more moisture streams our way for Thursday and Friday. Perhaps behind a cold front on Friday, we can clear out, though a little windy. As you see by my emoji right there, it could be a little bit windy on Friday. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. And again, we have Super Bowl showers and rains kind of getting going tonight. Here's radar with some mixed precipitation in the region, especially along Skyline Drive and points west. So far, reports have dwindled just a bit for some of the mixed precipitation with the rain. Overall, very much a rain event for the DC area. So keep that in mind. That you want to take an umbrella, you should be okay. Unless you're at a very high elevation, you're going to be okay to get to your Super Bowl party tonight. Hello, Peter. Hello, David. Good to see you as well. And again, behind tonight's rain, it's a very decent couple of days, Monday and Tuesday. Do we hit 70 on Wednesday or Thursday? That's not out of the question as well. And our cold front moves through on Friday, making us windy, chillier. I think temperatures might be falling throughout the day on Friday. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and I'll know more from my Friday forecast when I release that on CapitalWeatherGang.com as well for this upcoming Friday. And latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Hello, Evangeline. Happy Soggy Sunday to you as well, Kristen. Thanks for joining me on the Soggy Weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. And Kenny, thanks so much for tuning in. Hello, glad to see you, Charlene. No worries. I hope you've traveled safely. And Ruth Elisa, hello. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's talk about the pattern to the rain later this week. We're good for Monday and Tuesday, pretty darn sunny. But then maybe warm front moves through on Wednesday early morning. We could see a couple showers, but the main rains hold on for Thursday and Thursday night. Perhaps our cold front moves through early enough on Friday where we can clear things out. But I just want to flag it could be a little bit windy and temperatures could be falling throughout the day on Friday behind our cold front. So let's do a mid-week check-in. You might want an umbrella. We'll keep you posted at CapitalWeatherGang.com. And Wednesday or Thursday, not out of the question that we see 70 degrees. Rain totals, this doesn't include tonight's rain totals, but additional rains kind of starting with Wednesday mornings, potential showers, Thursday into late Thursday night, maybe early Friday morning, could add up to a half inch, maybe an inch south of town in some of the luckier spots. And we could use some of this rain. In the orange and reds, we could maybe need 3.5 inches of rain up there in the red sections, kind of in West Virginia, just south of Garrett County, Maryland. So we're doing, in a percentage sense, okay for most of the region year to date on this chart. But in the oranges and reds, we've seen only a pittance of what we normally would see from January 1 to today. Overall, though, there's no drought to speak of except outside of the Delmarva region. The Delmarva Peninsula is the only place on much of the mid-Atlantic East Coast to even have a slight drought, a very slight drought. So we're doing all right in the rainfall department. It's a good time of year to have a rainfall deficit. No sun to evaporate, no high sun to evaporate soil moisture, and no growing season to suck out soil moisture using evapotranspiration. However, despite it not being the growing season, we do have some pollen. If you are feeling the trees like I am in your eyes, that is not your imagination. Some pollen allergies are around already for this time of year, but that's the good news. With tonight's rain, I'll spin positive. We do have some rinse out of the atmosphere, so we should be better off to start the work week with the tree pollen department. And later sunsets, you're talking to me later and later on these weekly Sunday sunset chats. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you follow us on all three of our social media channels there. Evangeline will keep you posted on cherry blossoms once we get to the first of 8 phases, I believe. Gosh, there's 6 phases. See, I need to brush up. I can't believe it's been a full year since we've talked cherry blossoms. But Evangeline, we don't have a cherry blossom prediction just yet, though trees are getting going. I'll grant you that. We do need some time to monitor. Once we get to the first phase of cherry blossoms, it becomes a little more clear that they're going to materialize in a certain timeline going forward. So we'll keep you posted on the cherry blossoms. As we get a little bit warmer, do I want to rule out a March cherry blossom bloom with the way this year's going? It's possible. It's possible we even see some snow on the cherry blossoms if they do bloom in March, because it's going to be potentially, with low confidence I speak, March could be a little bit more wintry. So we'll see. Good evening. It's pouring, says Dagmar in DC. I hope you can stay dry. Hey, Ruth and Lisa, thanks so much for tuning in. And let's see, we've got Maria on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Snow, I'm sorry to say, with the teary eye emoji, I have nothing to report on the horizon for snow just yet. Keep your hopes alive for March, Maria. Okay, that's what I'm monitoring. No more rain, Charlene. I'm sorry to say we do have rain coming back into the forecast by Wednesday morning with a warm front, albeit a little bit light. Let's check it out here. Here's the tonight kind of moves out by early tomorrow morning, the rain. We have dry Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, warm front moves through, early morning showers possible at the bulk of the rain Thursday into Thursday night. So I hope at least it's somewhat confined to about a 24-hour period, more than that for this week, Charlene. So hopefully you can handle that. Maybe an umbrella for just Thursday into Thursday night. All right, Saturday, Paul, should be clear. Let's take a look at that. Behind our Friday cold fronts, I've got the Saturday temperatures for you looking pretty darn seasonably chilly. So near 50 degrees possible in most spots, about where we should be for average high temperatures. But that's a great call. Let's see, Paul, if you're asking about no snow and rain, you should be clear on Saturday. That's the going forecast just now, but when looking that far out, I'd say medium confidence right now, but it looks like our cold front will stay on schedule to move through on Friday for you, keeping Saturday clear. And hopefully, looks like it could be sunny. David wants more rain. Yes, we could use it. Here's our rainfall deficit in the region right now. In the oranges and reds, I'll draw your attention. That's where we could stand to see an additional 2, maybe even 3.5 inches of rain in the red spots there in West Virginia, just south of Garrett County, Maryland. This is a percentage expression of the rainfall deficit year to date. So since January 1 to today, we've had a fraction in the oranges and reds. That's just a small fraction, way under 100% of the normal rainfall we normally see since January 1st. But overall, these are not even forming drought spots, abnormally dry spots outside of the Delmarva. We're not in a drought anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic region. So just remember, it's growing season right now with evapotranspiration not affecting the soil moisture, nor do we have a very high sun angle to evaporate soil moisture. So it's a decent time of year to have a rainfall deficit. Don't worry too much about it just now until we get maybe closer into March when growing season gets going and the sun angle gets a little bit higher. But for now, I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGain.com. Thanks for joining me on these weekly Sunday Sunset Chats. 5:42 p.m. sunset is later and later. You'll be speaking to me in subsequent Sundays later and later. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thanks so much for joining me on these 3 channels right now. I'm simulcasting to you live. And yes, as I alluded to, tree pollen has woken up. I don't think we'll necessarily call growing season having started just yet, but the trees this time of year know how to take advantage, and I'm feeling it in my eyes. I know you might be as well, fellow allergy sufferers. You're not imagining things. So what else do I have for you? We've got longer range forecasts to talk about with next work week, looking above average. Sorry, snow lovers. We're going to push snow lovers to kind of focus more on March at this point. I'm not going to completely rule out snow coming to us in February, but it's not looking good, at least for next work week, with above average temperatures fairly darn likely. And here is some hope for maybe a cold pocket of air with some of this above average precipitation projection for next work week. Can't rule it out. Something can sneak in here, snow lovers, so don't completely give up just yet. Here's radar tonight and our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Some mixed precipitation is mainly confined right now to the highest elevations above I-81's corridor to the west of DC. And so far, even though I see blue on the radar around Fredericksburg, I haven't seen any snow reports come in. But if you want to chime in, please keep me posted if you're around Fredericksburg right now. Let me take off radar and show you our week at a glance forecast. Monday and Tuesday behind tonight's rain, looking much better with some sunshine. Not out of the question. We hit 60, if not 70, actually, on Wednesday and Thursday. Behind the cold front on Friday, temperatures could fall throughout the day with blustery conditions with my wind emoji there. So make sure you think about maybe at the end of the week getting those layers back out, more wintry layers for the end of your work week. And we've got nasty reports of rain in Debbie's Leonardtown. Glad you have a fire and you can stay inside. David, yep, you're feeling something polleny. It is snowing in Fredericksburg. Brian, I love that report. Thank you. That verified the radar, thinking that there was some blue there to show. Let's show that one more time. So love that. Brian Wiley, thanks for verifying. There is a little bit of snow there in Fredericksburg. The algorithm correctly spitting out some blue precipitation there, which indicates snow on the radar. All right, wow, we've got Charlene reporting Glenville, Pennsylvania. We've got flowers popping up. Antoine, you want some real snow in March? I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. I'm looking at March to perhaps be a little bit more wintry, but I can't say that with any major confidence right now. Barbara, cold roll day. You drive carefully out there as well. Evangeline, you're most welcome. Roller coaster temperature week, indeed, David. Let's look at that one more time. We've got sunny conditions Monday and Tuesday, blustery, chillier conditions as temperatures potentially fall behind our cold front on Friday. But right in the middle, we have some rain chances. We could see upper 60s, maybe near 70 degrees Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll keep you posted at capitalweathergang.com as we go through this week. Oh no, can Mim want some snow for her photography? I can feel you on that. And Alex, looks like North Carolina should be kind of in the same position of waiting more toward the end of February or March for higher snow chances, but can't rule out, a sneaky, quick, light storm system producing some winter precipitation. All right, Charlene wants some snow as well. And Ruth and Lisa, thanks so much for tuning in. I am rooting for no one tonight. I'm a neutral party. And Alex, I am sorry to say, if you're above Asheville, you could see some snow, but I don't see the Carolinas really getting into the snowfall game. Maybe very late tonight you have some snowflakes at the highest elevations. I will keep my fingers crossed for you there in the central and southern Appalachians. Kristen is loving the longer days. I am glad you are mentioning that because I love talking about the length of day. Let's find that for you. Here's the daylight and our social media channels and our pollen count with high pollen for trees. Yes, later and later sunsets. You're talking to me now at 5:42 p.m. for the next 20 minutes for our weekly 20-minute Sunday Sunset live chat. Thanks for joining me. It looks like I have another 8 minutes on the air. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, simulcasting to you live on all three channels tonight. Please follow us at capitalweathergang.com on the blog and 3 of our social media channels there. And yes, you are feeling something pollen-y in your eyes. I think David chimed in. He's feeling the tree pollen like I am. So fellow allergy sufferers, the good news is we have rain tonight and yes, the mixed precipitation, especially at higher elevations. So we'll feel a little bit better for tomorrow and hopefully Tuesday, but sunshine could keep the trees a little bit more awake on by Tuesday as well. I am just really can't believe I'm talking about this in February. Here's our look ahead portion. Let's talk about Saturday. Seasonally chilly behind our Friday cold front. So if you're looking for temperatures near 50, which are about average for this time of year, you'll get it on Saturday. Should be fairly sunny as it looks now, but stay tuned to small tweaks into the forecast as we get closer toward the weekend. Then next work week, above average temperatures may push us above 50 degrees again. We should be, for this time of year, right near 50 degrees for an average high temperature. But in all likelihood, we'll be feeling a bit mild to warm next week, and we have a decent chance of above average precipitation next work week as well. Here it is, our radar with a snow report by Brian in Fredericksburg. So it is correctly spitting out blue coloring there around the Fredericksburg area in central Virginia. Little to no grassy accumulation expected even in central Virginia tonight, but the precipitation could be a little bit heavy. Drive safely as you go toward any parties this evening. It is going to be a little bit heavy into maybe now into roughly midnight to 2 a.m. and then we trail off, hopefully clearing out, I think, by sunrise tomorrow. It looks like that's the time frame. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. And sunshine starts off our week for Monday and Tuesday. Warm front moves through Wednesday morning, maybe with some showers, but we kind of hold the bulk of the rain for Thursday into Thursday night, perhaps clearing on Friday into a more brighter sunny day with temperatures falling behind the Friday cold front and blustery as well. Blustery northwest conditions are possible with my wind emoji there as well. All right, David, I like your idea. If we ignore the snow, it might come back. That's hilarious. Mim also wants some snow in Falls Church. And let's see, we've got Paul, you're most welcome. Let's see, if you want to put away the snow equipment, you could do it for, I think, a couple weeks. But there is, I do believe in some anti-jinxes, and I think David was even saying if we ignore the snow in the forecast, snow potential might come back. But overall, Paul, I'm looking toward into February into March to potentially be a little bit more wintry. So keep that in mind. If you put it away for a little while, you might need some snow equipment again in March. We've had in the new climate regime, in the last 10, 15 years, snowier Marches. So keep that in mind as well. Winter's revenge could come back in March. Don't write off March just yet, snow lovers. All right, Paul, it sounds like he is rooting for one of the teams. I love that. And Charlene as well. And Brian, loving the longer days but dreading daylight saving time. You're rock with your early morning light. You're not alone. And I'm sure as we get toward the daylight saving change, we'll have more for you on how the history of that and the effects of that time change as we get closer to that in March, I believe. Yep. We've got Lynn tuning in. Thanks so much. And Debbie, still hoping for snow. You keep the hope alive for later February into March as it stands now. Just keep in mind, I'm talking broader strokes. We can't rule out a small, snowy, or even wintry mix system sneaking in here despite some of our above average temperatures. It only takes a quick shot of cold air and a quick shot of moisture to overlap for us to, one night, perhaps before the month is over, can't rule out some wintry precipitation in the region. All right, so drive safe to your parties tonight if you are heading out in the next little while. We've got some snow reported in Fredericksburg. As you look at that on radar, we've got some blue there in central Virginia. But accumulating and wintry driving conditions are kind of confined to the very top of Skyline Drive and points west of there, the highest elevations above the I-81 corridor and points west, honestly. That's where we do have some winter weather advisories. And let's see, rain this week. Here it is, tonight's pulling out by the time we start the day tomorrow. So daytime hours, Monday and Tuesday, look sunny. Maybe a shower there on Wednesday with a warm front moving through. That sets the stage for a cold front moving toward us on Thursday and a Thursday night, maybe getting out of here on early Friday. And the rain totals look like we could get another half inch to maybe an inch south of town after. This does not include tonight's rainfall totals. So we could have, another dose of rain, which we could stand to see in the region, especially around the Chesapeake Bay and over toward the Blue Ridge Mountains and just south of kind of along Garrett County and there into the panhandle of West Virginia. We could stand to see 2 inches, if not 3.5 inches of rain in the darker oranges and the red regions. That's a low percentage of normal rainfall that we would see normally from January 1 to this point in the year. This is a year-to-date percentage expression of rainfall totals. And we are driest in the dark orange and the red shading there. So while I'm pleased to report we have no drought to speak of outside of the Delmarva Peninsula, we could use 2, maybe 3.5 inches of rain in parts of the region. And it's okay to have some dry conditions this time of year since, other than the trees trying to grow their pollen, it is not the growing season just yet. So evapotranspiration rates are low and the sun angle being low, it doesn't evaporate moisture from the soil very effectively at all. So behind on rain right now, have some more rain coming after tonight. We have, again, more rain coming Thursday and Thursday night. So we're going to do all right in the rainfall department. Here it is, later and later sunsets. We're inching toward that 6 o'clock hour. And I'm on the air another 2 minutes. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGain.com. Make sure you follow us not only in the blog at CapitalWeatherGain.com on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, simulcasting to you live on all 3 of those channels tonight. And yes, fellow allergy sufferers, we are feeling it maybe in our eyes. If you're like me, that tree pollen is luckily getting rained out tonight. We should feel better for the day tomorrow. All right. Lynn, you're most welcome. Charlene, indeed, March 1993, we had that big superstorm with some snow. And yes, Dave is remembering the March blizzard as well in 1993. You have a good week as well, Kristen. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that this was a detailed forecast for you. I'm glad you benefited. What else do I have for you in this last minute? We could look ahead at Saturday to offer you hope behind our cold front on Friday. It'll be seasonably chilly, maybe sunny, a little bit of a breeze, but not too bad for February. Remember, it's February, so high temperatures near 50 is right about where we should be for this time of year. Looking ahead, the seasonable chill in the air, perhaps this weekend, does not last next work week. This map indicates a high probability of being above average again for next work week, and precipitation does lean above average as well. Let me put back up for you the radar, helping you to hopefully drive slowly, drive safe to any of your parties tonight. No wintry precipitation accumulation is expected, even though, yes, we had some verified snow reports in Fredericksburg where you see blue on the radar in central Virginia. Mainly, this wintry accumulation is confined to the highest elevations above the I-81 corridor, highest elevations of Skyline Drive, and into Rockingham County, believe Buckingham County, and then points west from there. We've got Bath County, Virginia, reporting some ice and snow, and into West Virginia as well. Here's your forecast at a glance as I slowly sign off. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Monday, tomorrow, and Tuesday look pretty darn good behind tonight's rain and slight wintry mixed precip that's not expected to accumulate around the region east of I-81, for that matter. Maybe a warm front on Wednesday morning brings us some showers and some warmth. 70 outside chance we hit 70 on Wednesday or Thursday. Cold front clears us out later on Friday, it looks like, with some blustery northwest conditions, creating a more wintry feel as the temperatures likely fall throughout the day on Friday, but it'll feel a little bit more seasonable for this time of February. All right, you're most welcome, David. I'll see you next week. And Charlene, you have a good, albeit rainy start to your week right now, and at least enjoy the sunshine on Monday and Tuesday. And foreseeable future, Lewis, I agree with you. Snow is not in the forecast, but keep an eye on March. Don't lose all hope, snow lovers, just yet. And it doesn't take much for a quick system of moisture and a quick overlap of cold air for a sneaky wintry mix to happen, or even a little bit of snow overnight sometime before the month of February is over, but not on the horizon just yet. Rebecca, you're most welcome. Everyone, please have a great work week, a great time tonight. Drive safe in the rain and slight mixed precip, even if it's not accumulating. It's a little bit of a pain. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.